What's happening, guys? I've been putting off making this video because I needed to find the right time to calm down so that I can actually give a proper match reaction, so to speak. But we all know what happened last night. But in the meantime, I'm just going to share this link round so that people can come in, because obviously I don't play the intro anymore on reactions if it's live reactions, because you know, I like to get straight to the point. But this is beyond a joke, and I don't know when it's going to end, but it can't last forever. You know what I mean? It can't last forever, but I don't know when it's going to end. Right. Anyways, let me just share this. Because what happened last night, anyways, we all know what happened. Full time, PSG 2, Arsenal 1 on the night. PSG going through 3-1 on aggregate to the Champions League final. You know, 5 years ago, they got to the Champions League final and lost to Bayern Munich. 5 years later, they are playing the Champions League final in that Bayern Munich's backyard. I think it's written in the stars that PSG are going to win the Champions League. You know, I lost to this team 5 years ago. This time I'm going to win it on your turf. Every Champions League final held in Munich has been won by a new winner. You know what I mean? Every single Champions League final in Munich in history has been won by a team that's won it for the first time in their history. And it looks like it's going to be PSG. After our shambolic performances over the 2 legs. Match reaction, let's get it. Last night, I did a watch along, if you want to call it that, for the game. And yeah, when the second goal went in, I turned it off. I still haven't seen Saka's goal. I haven't seen it. So I couldn't tell you what happened. I've seen the miss, because that was put on Instagram. I seen the miss when he missed an open goal, because obviously by that point, I already turned it off. I ended the stream. You know, and I just thought, again, another semi-final where we perform so under par compared to all other games. Again! They didn't deserve my viewing from that. Now I'm going to make a pact, yeah? I'm not going to say that manager's government name on this channel for the foreseeable future. And if I do, I have to do a 360 turn. So whether it's in my chair, or whether I'm stood up, or whether I decide to stand up, if I say that manager's name, yeah, I have to do a 360 turn every time I say his name, whether I say his first or last name. Subnames don't count. So if I say Super Tets, Super Mick, Bronze Bomber, all that stuff, that doesn't count. But if I say that manager's name, just so we're clear. So last night, I saw the way we were set up, and I noticed that players were scattering all over the place. You had Timber in number 9 positions, number 10 positions, number 8 positions. You had him down in number 7 positions. You had him everywhere. You had Saliba coming in, dropping in further forward. You had Odegaard going to what, number 2 position. You had players scattering around. You had Luis Skelly, who had his worst game in an Arsenal shirt, by the way. You had him scattering all over the place. We had a game plan, you could see it, yeah? But we couldn't put our chances away. And you think to yourself, if we'd have had a clinical out-and-out goal scorer, an out-and-out striker, you know, you just never know. Because we've seen it at this club, yeah? We've seen your Bamians, your Sanchez's, your Van Persies, and then, you know, in more recent times. Obviously, we all know what Henry did for us and everything like that. But I'm talking after winning the league in 2004, since then, yeah? So it's not like getting a player that can be those players I just named. It's not like that's a foreign language, is it? Yeah? We've seen games where we just not really turned up, but Sanchez was there. I remember Reading in the FA Cup semi-final in 2015. Looked like we were going up. We were struggling with on course to retain the FA Cup, and we were struggling against Reading at Wembley. But Sanchez, that's what we're talking about. We've seen Aubameyang do it. Yeah? You've all seen it.
I've seen him do it.
So imagine if we had somebody like that in this team at that point, because PSG, they were there for the taking now. They've got a world-class keeper. Yeah? They've got a world-class keeper. At least world-class performance anyway. Yeah? But I'm sorry, them saves from the keeper. But keepers can't keep doing that all night. That's why it was crucial that we kept applying that pressure on them. It was crucial. But somebody who has the final say in the transfers, by the way, somebody didn't feel like they ought to get a striker. Somebody felt to themselves, after nearly winning the league, I'm going to respond by signing 2 midfielders. After nearly doing it again, I'm going to respond by signing another midfielder, another defender, and I'm going to get a forward on loan that is washed up, that I'm rarely going to use. People have this misconception of the way of this club going forward, that this time we're going to get a striker. Now I seen a tweet that AFTV put the screenshot of on Instagram. It was quite interesting, actually. I went on a mad rant today. So let me. I'm using my tablet here, so you can't see it, but in fact, what I'll do. That's a good thing about this. So I'm going to bring it up on here. So I want you guys to see this. Shut up. So I'm going to share my screen. And this, right, look at this tweet and this screenshot. This was June 2024. This was 4th of June 2024. So the season's already done. We know the Champions League winners were and everything like that. Yeah? After Arsenal's elimination against Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarterfinals, the feeling among the hierarchy was that the team lacked a certain X factor in attack. Something special to unlock defenses on the biggest occasion. That was June 2024. Look who the fuck we signed in response. So I don't want to hear this shit about, oh, but we'll get strikers. No, mate. No, the fuck we won't. No, the fuck we won't. Look what we signed after that tweet was put. Look what we signed. Man knew. Yeah? Man knew that we needed attack. Yeah? If man are tweeting this, do you not think that the club knows this? Do you not think the owners know this? Do you not think the manager knows this? Am I here to believe the owner said to Arteta, no, mate, you ain't signing a striker, mate. Yeah, I'll let you sign anybody, but then, no, they didn't. Sterling on loan, Moreno, who we had to then play as a number 9, even though we signed him to be what, a number 6, a number 8. Calafiore, an injury-prone defender. That's our response to I nearly won the league again. This right here. Look at that. That's our response. So when you see all these tweets talking about, oh, well, it's clear now that Arsenal needs some strikers, mate. I mean, it's crucial that we get somebody in attack. Watch, we'll sign another defender and another midfielder. I'm telling you right now, I told you, man, Arteta has strike-phobia. He does not want a striker because it takes away anything that he does. If he signs a striker and he does striker things, he's going to feel like I can't do much with that now. That's how much of an ego this mother... I said his name, didn't I? I said his name. This cancer cell, this big lump in this that's eating away at this club, yeah? The manager, yeah? His ego is too big to sign a striker. His ego's too big. You're telling me that's how you respond to nearly winning the league twice, signing those 3 right there? That is your response. What do you think he's going to do this time? Do you think this time's the time he's going to get a striker? That's exactly what we need. No, at best, he'll get a winger that can maybe fill in as a striker because he'll still want to use Kai Havertz and Jesus as his strikers. You know what I mean? You'll be gaslit into believing, oh, we're sorting out the problems up front now because we're signing these wingers, kid. That's what will happen. Honestly. I need help on understanding.
Just help me to understand.
That's your response. I nearly won the league in 2023. I responded with signing Rice, Kai Havertz. I get David Raya on loan. I didn't get no forwards because, well, I signed Trossard in January. I kept in Nketiah. He got me 4 goals in the title race. Balogun, who was on loan now, got 22 goals in France. But there's still people today that believe that this time round, all we need is we just need to have a good summer now. Now everybody's talking about what we didn't do in the summer. Everyone's talking about summer now. Even in the toxic positive fans, all they're talking about is, well, it was the summer that let us down, mate. That's what they're talking about now. We weren't saying that at the time. It's an absolute shit show. And then you've got fans, football fans, who try and gaslight Arsenal fans into believing that certain managers might be unreachable. Yeah. In fact, hold on.
But it seems to have got more extreme, that he is upon the precipice of either getting a statue and being, or he should be sacked. He's right there, right on the edge. I want you to break down that dichotomy. I want you to tell me what you think of that.
The reason why I'm playing this clip is because this was from this is after we lost to Bournemouth. Because what I remember hearing in this video was nothing more than you're not gonna basically Arsenal fans. You're not gonna get the managers that you would want. That they're unreachable, pretty much. Yeah, same guy that said we were scary not so long ago. So unless us being scary meant that the managers are scared to manage this football club, I don't know.
In a nutshell, we know that what we say, if I do this. Ironically, the people that are always very positive and happy, they believe in the same concept. About it, because it's a trending topic. At the very least, if it's something that you feel so passionately about, so deeply about, you come up with all the facts and the figures and the rationale.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because what people need to understand, people call this guy an Arsenal fan. Yeah. They say he's a Man U fan. What does he know about? Why is he talking about Arsenal? Blah, blah, blah. He's a football fan, so he's going to talk about everybody, right? But the bottom line is he's still an op in terms of football fan wise. He's still an op. He's still when you lift the covers off this guy, it's a Man United fan underneath. No Man U wants to see, no Man U fan, no true Man U fan wants to see Arsenal achieve anything. Yeah. So this is what people need to understand before they start falling for some of the shit that he comes out with. He's glad that this is happening to Arsenal because he's a Man U fan. It's understandable. But he doesn't go about it the typical Man United way. And that's what's driving the traffic in like that. That's why he's coming across as a so-called Arsenal fan, being a Man U fan.
The reasoning why he has to go, some would suggest that anybody that dedicated to a cause would put together a list.
I'm just trying to find when he was
educational purposes, as Professor Slughorn used to say that in England. This has been well documented when United, amongst other clubs, have been linked to him. Don't quite know what he wants to do next in football, but coming to England has never been reported as something on his agenda. And if Man United couldn't attract him, if Liverpool couldn't attract him, well documented when United, amongst other clubs, have been linked to him, a list or an idea of some individuals
hold on, let's get
can't be an option as a replacement, in my personal opinion. Luis Enrique's name has been mentioned a few times. Again, top-class manager. Would be an excellent man to appoint to replace Mikel Arteta. But he is not leaving PSG for Arsenal.
Now, obviously that's his opinion. That's obviously his opinion. He's not leaving PSG for Arsenal, right? Why wouldn't he? Doesn't money talk? Why wouldn't Luis Enrique leave PSG for Arsenal? Why wouldn't he? You see, this is what people need to understand. This is a very backhanded way of trying to tell Arsenal fans that you're stuck with Arteta and Arteta's the best that you lot can do. You might as well just suck it up. You know what I mean? You can say things without saying things in so many words. Yeah? And that's what this is. Now, it's his opinion, but some people throw opinions out there for a deeper meaning. Yeah? But same guy that was saying Arsenal was so scary, we must be that scary that managers are scared of managing Arsenal. They're scared of the thought of managing Arsenal. That must be what he meant. Because if we were scary as what was made out, I don't see why a top manager wouldn't come here if offered the money. I don't get it. I don't get it. If we're scary, we were scary not so long ago. Now, you a top class. Let's listen to some more.
I don't think in a month of Sundays he would do that. They have so much financial power. They dominate their own domestic league, and he is building something that could become exceedingly special in the history of that football club. Again, if you want Arteta sacked this summer, fine. Zidane, followed by Luis Enrique, impossible. They can't be on your list.
See that? Can't be on the list. AKA, guys, Arteta is the best you can do. I'm glad you're keeping him, of course, as a Man United fan. But yeah, basically, it's like somebody who's in a toxic relationship saying to you, look, this and this and this and this and this is happening, and you're trying to do your best to keep them in it by saying these little shit things. I don't think that somebody else will come and treat you better. That's just my opinion, though. This is what, and like I said, I put this in here because I want people to understand exactly what is going on in a backhanded way. It's a very backhanded way of saying certain things. A lot of people won't see it. They'll just think, well, he's out of reach. You know what I mean? Why is he out of reach? So all this dick riding for Arsenal to the point where, so we're good enough to dick ride, right? The football club's good enough to dick ride. But then when it comes to talking about certain managers coming in, it's out of reach. I don't get that. This is what I mean. This is why people need to understand what people like this are doing. You know what I mean? They're just saying certain things just to drive the traffic in. But at the same time, the person's glad that this is happening, but they're not coming across that way. They're coming across as if they're on your side.
Diego Simeone's name comes up. Again, I'm a massive fan. I think he's a phenomenal manager, a brilliant coach. Would he take Arsenal forward? There is a massive possibility he could, especially with Berta at the club. Now, I still think it's impossible.
You think, again, it's his opinion. It's his opinion. But some people's opinions are thrown out there for a deeper meaning. And this deeper meaning being, no, it's basically like somebody's trying to tell you what you can afford when they haven't looked in your wallet. They don't know what's in your bank account, but they're telling you can't afford it. That's what this is. And then the peddling for Arsenal going forward will still continue. Because end of the day, he's an op. And he's glad that this is happening. A Man United fan saying it's impossible for Arsenal to attract certain managers, yet not so long ago we were fucking scary. Call the Ghostbusters. You see how this works? We were so scary. Fast forward to now, these managers are unreachable. Yet, them man sat Ten Hag and got Amorim in. They literally stole him from Sporting. So Arsenal don't have the capabilities. Arsenal don't have the facilities to steal a manager like the way they did. The scary Arsenal. Liverpool got slotted and won the league straight away. But these managers that's named so far, it's just out of reach. I'm putting this in to say, don't listen to fans like this. Yeah? When they're trying to say, oh, so-and-so's out of reach, bullshit. They just want you to believe that you can't get better than Arteta. They want you to believe that Arteta is the best you will have at this football club, while peddling that we're going to have this brilliant summer in the summer, while peddling done deals that are not fucking done at all. That's what this is. So I'm saying this to say, this shit right here, don't listen to that. Don't listen to non-Arsenal fans trying to say you can't get certain managers. They think it's impossible. Fuck what they think. They don't support this club. Yeah? These are the same fans crying about a manager who won them back-to-back trophies. Same fans. Same fans saying, oh, no, I want Ten Hag out because what's happening in league, mate, despite the won trophies. But then we'll try and tell you, the manager that keeps failing your club, you can't get any better than him. It's impossible to get what you want. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I don't think Diego Simeone would leave Atletico Madrid to become the Arsenal manager, even with Berta there.
So I want you to understand, we've got Berta here, who was there with him. And this guy is saying that he doesn't think that Diego Simeone would come to Arsenal despite Berta being here. Same guy that would have used that same sort of metric to justify certain signings that he wants us to believe might happen. Because I swear there was a signing that was peddled out that might be possible because so-and-so is also at this club. I swear that happened. You know what I mean? Berta at this club, you would think, well, the chances of getting Simeone in, it could maybe have increased, even if it's ever so slightly because of that. But you see, when it comes to managers now, you see what this is. This is what we're saying. This is what we're saying. I'm not saying that the football terrorists should be out here saying get Arteta out. I'm not saying that they should be saying that. I'm like I said, I'm pointing out what they're doing. And what they're doing is they're trying to convince the global Arsenal fans that tune in hardcore to that channel, that believe the shit that they're saying. They're trying to convince them and trying to get into their head that you can't get any better than Arteta. You're stuck with him. Because that's what they want. Because they don't want Arsenal getting anywhere. Because as long as Arsenal's still doing this, it drives traffic to their man when their man want to talk about a big summer. Done deal. Summer ended to Arsenal. Done. A tick. All that shit. It feeds them. You know what I mean? These men are like leeches, fam.
There is something about his relationship with Atletico, his passion and love for that football club. And I think while they want him, while the president wants him, while the fans want him, I believe they will be together forever. That's it. Like a couple of lovebirds sitting in a tree. I don't see that being broken up. So again, even with Berta, who's got a great relationship with Simeone at Arsenal, I still don't think it's plausible. So that one's out for me as well.
Yeah, it's out for you. But again, fans, Arsenal fans who maybe tune into this 24/7, everything like that, just don't let you think that we can't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Because that's the type of shit. And I don't mean to compare this. I like they're the same, but the psychological part of it has some similarities, right? This is how somebody who's abusing their partner in a relationship, this kind of way is how they keep them there. By letting them believe you can't, there's nothing else out there for you. It's impossible for somebody else to come and treat you better than what I did. I don't think that you can get another partner like me. Where are you going to go? If you leave me, where are you going? Where? Name the first place you're going to go when you leave me. That's what this is. Trying to convince the masses that it's not possible to we've got Berta here, and man's, in his opinion, it's his opinion, he said, like I said, Simeone, he won't leave Atletico Madrid to go to Arsenal. You know what I mean? Let the fact that we have a certain player at this club and we're linked with a big player who used to play with that player at this club, let that be a reality that we're somewhat interested in that player. Done deal. Green tick or grey tick. So and so to Arsenal. Oh, in fact, I've got the photo, haven't I? Hang on a minute. Done deal. So and so linked to Arsenal. Blah de fucking blah. But what we're listening to here is the managers that we would want especially the Enriques and the Simeones, unreachable.
Then we start to get into some of the more possible candidates. There's Xavi, available. I think he is willing to come to England based on what you read. Good manager. He's won league titles, which Mikel Arteta has not. But the Standard FC, the Arteta outers rate Xavi, not according to a lot of their Twitter posts, not according to what a lot of them.
So now what he's doing is he's using managers that he's seen Arsenal fans not rate too highly and using that as a possibility that we could possibly get that manager. You see how this works? Do you see how this works now? I want you, man, to understand this. Now, the managers that are possible that we can get now are ones that apparently we don't rate of what he's seen online. They're possible. The ones that we want, the ones that can make a difference, would make a difference, out of reach. And that's what this video is leading the Arsenal consumers to believe. That, no, them world-class ones, unreachable. The ones that are more reachable are ones that are around about Arteta. The ones that are reachable are the ones that are around about our manager's age. Let's carry on.
And we're saying about Barcelona in the last few years, would he genuinely be seen as an upgrade? You can argue amongst yourselves when it comes to that one. I'd love to get your opinions, but Xavi is an option. But I believe there's going to be a big divide again. And if Arsenal are to do this, now again, stay with me, this is hypothetical. If
understand, guys, he's a Man United fan. You think he's going to want Luis Enrique coming to Arsenal? Diego Simeone coming to Arsenal? No Man United fan wants that to happen. So he's doing his job.
Arsenal are to sack him, let's say we all live in that world for a moment, and a certain section of Arsenal fans get their wish, he's sacked. What you need to try and aim for, if you're running Arsenal, is almost universal agreement. So I would say 75 to 80% plus exception, this is the guy. You want to start off, because I think Arsenal operate when there's positivity at their club better than when there's frustration. Just think that's how they operate their way as a club. Would you get that 75% plus exception of Xavi? I don't think so. Areola done the double over Arsenal this year.
You see that? Now, I haven't seen I haven't seen one Arsenal fan say that, yeah, I'd get him to replace Arteta. Now, I haven't seen one Arsenal fan say, I'd get him to replace the Bronze Bomber at our club. Yeah. We see again another name thrown in there because that's names that Arsenal fans haven't been throwing out there, but they're possible. You know what I mean? Again, somebody trying to tell you you can't afford this, you can afford that though, and they don't know what's in your wallet, they don't know what's in your bank account, but they're telling you that you want to buy is out of your reach. But this though, this is you can afford this, and I don't know what you're earning. Unbelievable.
But likely to become the Tottenham manager. Is he good enough? Is he better than Mikel Arteta? By the way, Arsenal are in title races. They're expected to win the league. They're expected to try and win the Champions League. Is he the right guy with no experience at that level?
No, but the ones that you mentioned that was out of reach, they are. But as a Man U fan, he's not going to want that to happen. So, you know, he's going to peddle to the global Arsenal fans that they're out of reach, thus having those global Arsenal fans peddling that same shit towards us, towards people like me. No, Simeone won't come here. You know what I mean? So just throw in the cheaper ones, basically.
More experience than Arteta when he became the manager, but still no elite level experience. So again, probably not going to get that almost universal agreement. And then I know what we're going to get. No one knew who Slot was. Well, I knew who Slot was last year. Many people spoke about Arnie Slot on the Football Terrace, especially in the comment section. You guys know your stuff. So I had a look at that and I thought, well, what about Francesco Ferrioli? What about him? Well, some of you might be saying, who is this good-looking swine? Well, he's currently the manager of Ajax, top of the Eredivisie. I've used,
To be honest, I don't think I've seen him before.
him as an example because of the Slot one. Would Arsenal fans be accepting of this? Are Arsenal fans psyched by it? Would they feel the sacking of Arteta and the...
In all fairness, if it's a manager that's won the league title, I'd be open to a manager that's won a league title for the club that they were managing. My preference is a manager that's bare minimum been to a Champions League final. But what I want the most is a manager that has won it. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way I believe Arsenal could get to the next level. If they just get a manager in, even if he wins Arsenal the league once, a Champions League for Arsenal once in his time managing the club, if he just instills the mindset, I'll take that. But this shit that we're doing, no. You know what I mean? The way we're going on, it could be decades before anything happens significant. Because once this manager moves on, this bronze bomber that we have, we'll start the same thing over again. We'll get somebody in and they'll overstay too long. And by that point, Chelsea would have exceeded us in total trophies won. Man City would have exceeded us in total trophies won, league titles as well. Yeah.
The appointment of Francesco, but they go, yes, we're ready for next season.
Anyways, I'm done with that part. But yeah, bottom line is this manager needs replacing, and it's crucial before anything else that the transfer window is that the manager is gone. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because the fans are not going to have a spine to do what's necessary, and what's necessary is boycotting the games. Boycotting the games. Get me a manager that's been there, done that at the highest level. Not no rookie. We're not doing this anymore. Because like I said, that's how you get to the owners. Yeah? That's how you get to the owners. You have to hurt the pockets. But these men aren't willing. This fan base ain't willing to do that. Look at the Tifo against PSG. That cannon on that curtain. What effort are you going to see from this fan base, really? If that's the best we can do in a Champions League semi-final at home. So I almost said his name. So the bronze bomber is a disease that we'll have to live with until the white blood cells kill the parasite. I've missed your comments, but I'm going to try and keep up with your comments. But yeah, we know we should sack him. There's a reason FIFA has decided to include his photo failing again as an end match cover. His aura is all about losing. Yeah, I'm getting bored of talking about that person. The biggest problem is who keeps him. Number one, fan base. Number two, the owners. And that's why I say, well, to do what's necessary, it's going to be very hard because there's too many other fans that back this guy. There's too many that back this guy too much. I mean, literally the last level is preying on our own downfall. And what I mean by that is basically hoping that we don't make top four, because that got Wenger gone. Yeah. But as long as we keep getting top four, as long as we keep doing what we're doing right now, as long as we keep doing it, nothing's going to change. You get fans talking about, well, if next season you don't do anything, then maybe you have to go, mate. They said that 2 seasons ago. They said that last season. They're just talking shit. No, none of these fans mean it when they say, I'll give him another season. Because another season comes round and there'll be something. Oh, well, so-and-so got injured towards the end of the season, mate. That's why we didn't do it. I mean, fans that have the same power as the rest of... I hate how some Arsenal fans blame other Arsenal fans in general have so little power to change stuff regarding the club. However, those greedy billionaires can leave our club if they wish. We see fans do have power. It's just only as a collective. If fans walked out, big up to you. If fans walked out of games, if majority of the fans walked out after kickoff or just held protests every game, no matter what happened, yeah, the owners know, oh, this can't go on. I think with Liverpool, they tried putting up the ticket prices or something like that, and the Liverpool fans were up in arms, and I think they can't remember what they did, but they did something. The fans did something. They came together and did something, and they reversed it. That's how much power the fans can have. 0 trophies in 5 years. Shambles. Big up to Mr. Robo 19 TV. Big up to you. Big up to DXR as well. We were better than PSG. Their bench confirmed it. Yeah. This guy talking, and in the match before the match, man was talking about, I'm looking forward to beating him. How'd that work out? You know what I mean? Wait, did I say his name? If I said his name, I might have said his name when I read that comment. But he's trying to say we're better than them over 2 legs. The fuck? Where? How? Where? We were better last night than at home. You know what I mean? Because at home we were absolute shambles. Yeah, Donnarumma was like man of the match and whatever it was and everything like that. He made all these saves, but you knew what was needed to take us to the next level. But your ego wouldn't let you. Why do you still think you beat us on Sunday? Yeah, I do. And I'm not saying that because I think we're good. I'm saying that because it's just one of them where I've seen this play out before. I've seen stuff like this play out before. But either way, I don't give a shit. If we lose 6-0 on Sunday, oh well. You know what I mean? Oh well. You know what I mean? I literally wouldn't care if you lot beat us. I literally would not care. I'm being serious. I wouldn't care if you beat us on Sunday. Is what it is. If it happens, oh well. You know what I mean? Is what it is. Like I said, these toxic positives, there's certain shit that they deserve to see. There's a certain shit that they all deserve to see it. Big up to Static, says goodbye, Bronze Bomber. He's a dead man walking. 5 years of failure, no trophies yet again. Enough is enough. How long does this need to go on for before man realize? Big up to Static. Like and subscribe, people. I know it's not you're not getting the best of me right now because I'm just stressed. But you know, it's just this is sick. I don't even think that new football director is going to do anything. He and Bronze Bomber are going to collude and just milk the club. Yeah, I'm not getting. Like I said before, I'm not getting fooled by Berta. I'm not getting fooled by him. You know what I mean? When I'm seeing links to Christopher Nkunku and all this, I'm seriously not getting fooled by him. You know what I mean? I'm not. I don't believe that there's much that he's really going to do. Now, if he gets Arteta out, then I can take him seriously. But while Arteta's still here, in all fairness, I'm not even bothered about us getting a striker anymore. I said his name. I'm sure I said his name. I'm not bothered about getting a striker anymore. I'm more bothered about getting this manager out. Because you could give him the striker. You could give it him. You could say to him, look, Bronze Bomber, he's a striker for you. He'll only do what he did to everybody else. Overuse the player. And his man management is going to be poor. This is why you will never see, I almost said his name. This is why you'll never see the Bronze Bomber ever win any sort of double for this club. Because a manager who doesn't utilize what he has, you won't win doubles doing that. You think this manager, 1 year he didn't even come on against PSG. Why? Why? We've seen what we've seen of Kivior, but we've seen it because Gabriel got injured. Otherwise, we never would have seen it. Gabriel would have played 90 minutes every single game until the end of the season, just like he did last season. Now, if this manager utilized the squad, we would have seen Kivior all season. Coming in games, starting an odd game here and there, coming off the bench. We would have seen that, and we would have seen what we have as backup. We would have seen the bench, the strong bench. We would have seen that. If we'd have seen Wanyere coming in every now and again and everything like that, you don't utilize the squad, this manager. He is appalling. This is why he doesn't deserve a penny in the transfer window. He deserves to be sacked and moved on. Because it's only going to get worse. Once Gabriel's back, a full 9 minutes, we're finished. We are finished. Bronze Bomber is never leaving, and these players walk down tools. No, they won't. He could have, the Bronze Bomber, he could have built around the likes of Salt and Pepe and the Aubameyang. Could have done that. Could have built around that. He could have done it. He didn't want to. His ego got in the way. And he thought, let me destroy what won me a trophy, and let me just try and rebuild by doing this. Never looked at a striker since. Tried to put faith in Nketiah, and every man and the dog knew Nketiah wanted it. You know what I mean? But notice how he got chances though. You know what I mean? You have we've got Wanyere who were crying out to get more game time, but when it was Nketiah was getting game time that we didn't want him to get. Funny how it works, isn't it? We're going to start losing our star players one season later or two. Yeah. Why would the likes of Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, Skelly, Saka, all them, why would they want to stay? Let's take Rice and Saka and Skelly. Yeah. Who else is there that's I think that's it who plays for England, isn't it? Well, there's Ben White. But why these players will see Foden lift more trophies now. They're seeing the Liverpool players on the Liverpool players who play for England. They're seeing them lift trophies, and it's like, well, I'm not getting any. Why would they want to stay? Same goes for other players of other nationalities when they're seeing their fellow player of the same nationality win trophies at their club, and they're like, well, I want some of that. You know what I mean? Why would Saliba want to stay here? Why would Gabriel want to stay here? You see why I'm saying get the manager gone? Because like I said, we've seen it with Spurs, haven't we? We've seen them finish second. We've seen them blitz the league in terms of smashing teams in 2017. We've seen that. Then 2 years later from then, they're in the Champions League final. Like, we've seen that. Then that passed. That long past. They might have felt, well, maybe if we'd have changed sooner and got somebody more meaningful in, they could have done something. This guy needs to go. He's so arrogant for his profile and wins. He legit thinks he's better than Enrique. I don't know where like the arrogance that he had. I don't know where he gets that from. I seriously don't know where he gets it from. How are you with an FA Cup and 2 Shields, right? Having an ego like this? How? You know what I mean? FA Cup and 2 Shields won behind closed doors, by the way. Not with your team, by the way. One of the Shields, sorry, was with your own team. And you only got in there for finishing second behind the treble winners. That's the future under Bronze Bomber frightens me. I'm telling you, it'll get worse. We won't keep being second. We won't keep being in title races. Just like with Wenger, we got top 4 for so long, but it got to a point where, you know, we finished 5th, and then he did it again. Then he dipped because he knew then when he should have. You see, the thing is, the likes of Klopp and Pep, let's not forget, we missed out on them because Wenger stayed too long. If Wenger had fucked off, yeah, after 2014, 2015, we could have got Klopp. No, he wanted to stay. We're all telling him go. If we'd have fucked off after bottling the league to Leicester in 2016, yeah, we could have got Pep maybe. We could have strong-armed Man City, like, no, we'll get we'll have Pep. Sorry, strong-armed Bayern Munich, sorry. Seems like Bayern Munich. You know what I mean? We could have looked at Pep from early. You know, when you've done at Bayern Munich, Arsenal's here for you. We could have done that. We could have at least tried. No. Didn't happen because Wenger stayed too long. And the same thing's going to happen here. We're going to see managers come and go at other clubs. Managers do X, Y, and Z. And because the Bronze Bomber is going to be here for longer, because he's already overstayed his welcome, that's where we'll miss out. For all we know, what Pep did for Man City, that could have been us. What Klopp did for Liverpool, that could have been us. But these dickhead owners want to keep a manager in for too long, and that is going to be our problem under these owners. Couldn't keep Emery for 5 minutes, though. Not saying that I wanted Emery, you know, even still till now, but got us to Europa League final, didn't win it, wasn't given another chance to see how the season after would finish. And then the Bronze Bomber came in, and then he won us the FA Cup. Happy days. And then it turns out, you know, the worst thing we did was give this guy a chance at this club. He should have gone Everton first. He'd have thrived at Everton. Some players have actually already given up. Trossard's one of them. And he's Arteta out. Might be. I guarantee Trossard will exit this club before. I said his name as well. I said Arteta's name. I guarantee you, Trossard will exit this club before the Bronze Bomber. The cheek to say Arsenal were the better team. I had the same argument with an old mate on WhatsApp today. He seems to think that the board told Bronze Bomber not to sign a striker. He's bullshit. I don't know what owner is going to turn around and say, no, you're not signing a player of that position. The only way I can see that happening is if you have too many of them. That's the only way. But when you're in need, nah. Now, we've literally watched this manager get rid of a striker that helped him win the only major trophy that he won. Yeah. Then we've watched him get rid of a striker that was on loan who scored 22 goals in the season prior. We watched him. There was another player, wasn't there, that never got a shout, and he's blitzing for France in the French league right now. Can't remember his name. We've literally watched him get rid of strikers more than signing it, and he's been allergic to signing them. And I'm well led to believe the board saying no, don't sign no more. Same board that was under Wenger never told Wenger don't sign any strikers. There was always somebody he signed. Anytime we needed something, we never went seasons without getting a player of a certain position. Somebody was always signed. Like I said, and I'll repeat this again, because not everybody that's in here was here when I was saying it. Yeah. When Gallas left, when he left and went to Tottenham on a free in 2010, yeah, we signed Squillace and Koscielny. That's 2 in, 1 out. Yeah. Van Persie left us. Yeah. We got Podolski and Giroud. Fabregas left us. We got Pizzola. Like, this man that we got in place of when somebody else left, whether it was somebody we wanted or not. So the board saying to Arteta, so the board saying to the bronze bomber that, you know, you're not signing a striker is bullshit. As I like to say, there is no way Jose Enrique is any board telling the manager, no, you're not signing a player of that position. No way. Something special to unlock defenses on big occasion. And that is what he signed. Insane. 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 It really needs to. Really, really, really needs to. He likes, yes, but anyone who will anyone who will challenge him. Yeah, you don't want nobody to challenge him. Yeah. Yep, that's what he wants. Big up to Godfrey. He had a golden boot winning striker and made him play left wing back. Again, if I can do this to a player, if I can take a player from that position and play him there and they ball out, I take the credit. Look what I've done. He really left Man City with Pep's ideas and he hasn't evolved since. You know what I mean? He only knows one way. When Kimmich challenge flick. No, to be honest, I don't know anything about that, to be fair. Ingal said it's the players, not the manager. Of course he'll say that. He'll say that in May 2026, he's going to say the same thing. There'll be someone. There's no way that any of these toxic positives are going to be then bronze bomber out come next year. No way. They'll move the goalpost. They'll find something else. Oh, but the striker we signed got injured. There'll be something. You know what I mean? Our new signing got injured. That's why, we can't blame him. He did what he could. He hates that in the dressing room. What a fraud. Guys, shame. No shame. YG, did you see when that interviewer said his name and Enrique just started laughing? Nope, didn't see that. I seen one of this managers trying to say that that we were the better side of two legs, and you know, Luis Enrique is like, fam, don't know what he's on about there, but yeah. Arsenal hiring Everton ex-player as their manager. He's a plant I'm agent nearly all the time, but not win. It's something anyway. Because I'm sorry. Everybody, every man and a dog knew what Arsenal need, and you as a manager, you didn't do it. And with what you have, you can't even coach these players to get over the line, and the players balled it. Let's face it, the players did bottle it. But we go to the root cause. Go away. Halftime hooks before the game yesterday. You lot can't banter me. Even when we lose, I win. No one can banter me, even if Arsenal lose. I don't know what he's on about. I mean, I don't know what halftime hooks is on about. Was saying that. I think he's had a stinker and he's hooked. If these players don't down tools now, they never will. No, I can't see these players down tools. And to be fair, I can't see these players doing that. I can't say there's too much PR around. I almost said his name. There's too much PR around this manager. Looks like Odegaard has the guy look like he really don't want to be captain. In Odegaard's defense, slight defense, you could see he was trying to make something happen. He was trying to do something. I've noticed him being at the edge of the box for set pieces, and he was trying to score that goal. You know what I mean? And it almost worked. But that doesn't mean that I want him here. I want him gone. But like I said, if somebody said in this summer you'll sign one or two players, but the manager will get sacked, that's a 10 out of 10 win. A 10 out of 10 window is Arteta being sacked. Other guys just crap, not on level to be an Arsenal player. Worst captain we've ever had. He's playing his score backbone and speak up about Bronze Bomber's stupid tactics. No, see, this manager, he was clever. He got rid of players that probably would do that, and he's left with players that aren't gonna say anything. I hate this football terrorist guy for real. Thing is, we signed Jorginho in January 2023 for what? You know what I mean? Another squeezed lemon we tried to squeeze more juice out of. You see, him and Havertz were there for Chelsea when they won the Champions League and everything like that. Conquered Europe. We signed them, and we've been nothing but failures. And now Jorginho's dipping. So he was here for nothing. He wasn't here. He's not here to try and do the same for us. It's for nothing. Such a dirty bastard. He's another club's business. Just I might be the only one who plays like he's Bronze Bomber out. Statue. What's he smoking? So I'm probably getting down to the point where I was on the terrorist video. As a local fan, I just love YG's content. It ain't even banter, he's actually speaking facts. Big up to you, but that's all I can do at this point. But it's just, I don't want it to be like this. But when I'm seeing what I'm seeing, I just can't, for the life of me. It's hard it's hard to be humorous and everything because I know what's here. I support a club that's carrying a disease that we can't get rid of. and it's eating away at the club. He's loving it. He's laughing, watching your man crying. Yeah, football terrorists, they love it. They love it. You know what I mean? That's why he was essentially trying to gaslight his global Arsenal fans that watch him hardcore into believing that actual world-class managers or high-class managers are out of reach. And trying to subject us down to this is what your level is and this is what all you can get. These men were like, what, almost mid-table, and they pulled Amorim away from Sporting. And this club can't do that. These football channels have ruined football, honestly. When it says when they come out with certain shit, it kind of like, I don't know who came out with this XG shit, but I guarantee it was one of these big football channels. Never heard of that before. You know what I mean? How are these guys so sure what's going to happen and what's in the minds of these managers? It's all to get the fans believing that what they're saying is actually the truth. Hence, a show called Done Deal. I don't know one deal that's actually done on that show. In fact, if there's a Done Deal show and it has Trent Alexander-Arnold on it, then yeah, the amount of done deals Ivan Toney was to Arsenal. I'm going to say we'll still. I'm going to still saying they want that. I almost said his name. Still want Bronze Bomber getting another extension. Yeah, I saw a post on Instagram of, you know, Arteta asked the account, how does Arteta... I had to ask him how the manager tastes because of some of the stuff they'll come out with. I want to see nothing about, you know, injuries. This fucking knew what we needed. This fucking knew what we needed. Rival fans are just idiot. Liverpool made an offer to De Bruyne. That's jokes. That's jokes if he ends up going to them. All talk spot today rallying around that guy because they all want us to be a joke forever. Yeah, like when this was Ten Hag, I swear all these men were saying that he needs to move on. And that's because all them man at TalkSport knew that Ten Hag will probably keep winning Man United trophies. But when it comes to other teams, it's a case of surely that manager has to go. Surely he's on his last legs. Surely it's this. But when it comes to us now, when it comes to our manager, it's a case of, well, he's doing a brilliant job. Look where he took him from. No, because you fuckers want us to stay where we are. That's what it is. You want us to stay where we are. And that's what keeps that, because there's outside influence also keeps all this going. That's what it does. Whole internet is laughing at us because of that press conference last night. He's embarrassed the club big time. Absolute embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment.
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. That's what it is, a disgrace.
Why can we not have a world-class manager on our list? We are Arsenal, not damn Accrington Stanley. Well, according to Terry, Enrique, not possible. Simeone, not possible. Yeah, not apparently he's just out of reach. But we were scary not so long ago. 2-2 bit of form and we're scary. Why can't it be on the list? They wouldn't accept this nonsense at their damn clubs. Exactly, and that's the annoying part about it. is you know damn well that when it comes to their club, he couldn't accept Ten Hag, despite he won back-to-back trophies. He couldn't accept that. At one point, he said he'd take losing to get him out. That's how bad it was. And this is a Ten Hag that didn't know how to not go a season without winning a trophy in England. In fact, you know what? I've got, let me find this. Let me find it. I'm not talking out my ass. See, it's quite a few, you see. See, with his titles, I don't know if it's him saying those things, if you know what I mean. Let me go this.
Listen to what's going to be said. I genuinely mean that. The best community out there, please do me the courtesy of listening to what I've got to go through here. Been thinking about this and reflecting on it a lot in the last 12 plus hours. There's a lot that you can level at 10. Management from the manager has been poor for a while now. When to make the substitutions, dropping a player a bit deeper, pushing the line up, or dropping the block a little bit deeper to adapt to your rivals. It's been poor from Ten Hag. His ability to create a team that can handle pressure.
Doesn't it sound like he's talking about our manager?
We're not good at it. We start games well, or we have good moments, but maybe we concede. Maybe a decision doesn't go our way. Players start throwing their arms in the air, their heads go down. And for me, when you look at the body language, you can see people that don't truly believe. And whether it's they don't believe in the system or they don't believe in themselves, the manager's not getting their heads up. He is not creating a mentality of elite winners. Starting lineups. He's starting the likes of Eriksen and Rashford in the same team, who probably are our two biggest issues.
I want you guys to understand. Almost everything he's complaining about is what I've been complaining about the Bronze Bomber.
When it comes to pressing, is a problem. Some of his signings are definitely questionable. Anthony. Mason Mount's only played 2 games, but a lot of us are very unsure about that. At the moment, there's a lot of criticism of Onana. Actually, should we have kept David De Gea? Should we have focused that money on a better goal scorer up top? Rasmus Højlund looks decent, but he's young. He's a player in there. But is he ready to score 25 goals, 30 goals a season straight away? Last campaign, a lack of goals was we came third and we won a trophy. But so many games we could have killed off if we had more killers up front.
So I want you guys to understand, yeah, that it's only been like a season that's gone by back when that video was made. And he's already talking the way we've been talking about our manager for the last 5 years. He is 5 years deep with what he's saying without the manager being there for 5 years. And he's already saying that after a year.
There's lots of things to criticize the manager about. And we were all hyped about him before he came in. We all said, get rid of Ollie, bring in a top manager. Ten Hag was probably top by about a poll of about 80% of Man United fans to be the man to replace him. We all believe, bring him in, invest in him, and you'll see better football, a better team, a winning team develops. He's so exponentially better than Ollie, one of the best available managers in the world. Bring him in. We all said this. And now we're calling him a catfish and a fraud. We're rightfully criticizing problems that he is responsible for. And I understand that. But should he be sacked? Should we want him out? My answer is I don't see the point.
So he wasn't there yet. He wasn't there yet when it came to being Ten Hag out. So what I want to do is find the one where I don't want the ones where he's on the. Hold on a minute. There was one where he said he'd take losing to get him out because Lee could have picked him up on it on an X. But I don't know where I find that one. Come on.
Successive back-to-back 3-0 defeats at Old Trafford in the Premier League for Manchester United. I want to start because I may forget and say congratulations to Tottenham. By far and away the better team. Played with Man United, schooled Man United. Bear
in mind, he wasn't sacked at this point. But as the title says, Ten Hag sacked.
Manchester United today. They warranted their 1-0 lead at halftime. And if really in this game, if it wasn't for Timo Werner, it really would have been fine. They little broed Man United to the 3 points. They demonstrated that at this particular juncture, at this moment, they are a better football team than we are, because my head is hot. My head is really, really hot. And my first message is very simple. I like a lot of what Ineos has done since they came in, but they chose not to sack this manager and to give him a chance. The PR has been excellent. We've seen a very good summer. Most rivals agreed Man United had a good summer in the transfer market. For years, I bemoaned the idea of sacking a manager because we lacked the structure and the key decision makers to make a model where you're rapidly going through managers' work. We now have that structure. We have spent more money. I don't believe when you look at the performances that we have put in just this season alone, that is because we lack quality players. Doesn't mean we're the finished article. Doesn't mean I think we're as good as Man City, Arsenal, or Liverpool, or Chelsea right now. But we should be able to play better football than that. Ineos isn't going to get better. And although I said in the build-up to this game, there was this part of me that wanted to lose. And it goes against every fiber of my being wanting Man United to lose. My rationale is, even if we won today, even if we were very good today, I don't believe that Erik ten Hag is ever going to make us a consistent team. And on the...
Yeah. So he said that after, at that point, losing back-to-back games 3-0. Bear in mind, Ten Hag just won them the second trophy in his second season. And he's already saying this. So what do you think we think when it comes to our manager that's constantly failed at this club for the last 5 years? This is why I say, do not listen to these men that try and say this and that and the other. Because just remember, they had a trophy-winning manager and they couldn't handle two bit of smokage in the league. They couldn't handle that. You know what I mean? If somebody said to him, you will have the season Arsenal had in the last 5 years, they'll tap out within a year and a half of it. And this is proof. This manager that we have didn't even get us top 4 in his first 3 quarters of a season where he won that FA Cup. Didn't even get us that. Didn't get us it the season after either. Or the season after that. You think these men will be able to cope with a smidge of it? You know what I mean? Same man that want to say that certain managers are out of reach.
Field of play today, we saw that. We didn't know when the press trigger was. We also didn't stop the ball being played for our midfield. Now, Spurs were good and deserve credit, but they ain't that good where they can bypass every press and pass for a team when it sits back at will that easy. Do you know why we know they're not that good? It isn't like they've been doing it all season. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Tottenham. Please don't think I am. Thoroughly deserve their win today. But this team had no idea what they were doing. Poor in the press, easy to pass through, and they look confused. Now, in any walk of life, if you don't know what you're meant to be doing, confusion sets.
Of course, he's going to be talking. But even if Spurs beat them in the Europa League final, I'll still be there to see his tears. So, yeah.
Sets in and performance drops. You can be the best salesman in the world 10 years straight, #1 of whatever company you're at. If you come and join my firm and you only learn about 1/3 of the products, you only know about half the process, and everything's confusing, give it time and your performance will be hindered. And that is what I saw from these players tonight. A bunch of players that were almost looking at each other saying, what are we meant to do? Press, sit back? They were caught on the in-between. Awful. And that is the manager. That is the manager.
PSG will win the Champions League. Oops.
110%. Why we are always, no matter who the players are, just purchased or old. Why are we always half a yard too slow when one of our front players gets bypassed? The next player coming in the press is always half a yard too slow, irrespective of the players. And a lot of Man United fans will do it today. I hate Rashford. I'm going in on him. Do you know what? I hate Bruno. Perfect opportunity to go in on him. Do you know what? I loved AWB. Therefore, I hate Delo. I'm going in on him tonight because he was poor. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't matter who plays, who starts.
Anyways, let me try and
who we sell.
Oops.
Why we are always, no matter who the players are.
Why is it still playing?
Just purchased or old. Why are we always half a yard too slow when one of our front players gets bypassed? The next player coming in the press. Manager. Most people saying keep Poch. Poch had the reputation and the name and the sort of the hype around him. And Maresca's going in my a little bit frustrated at this news as well. But remember, people, hit the like button. But the statement, I want to read this to you now. As the Manchester United first team manager, Eric was appointed in the Carabao Cup in 2023, and the Eric has interim coach recruited. So it is now official. It is now official. It is now done. It is now over the line. It is now agreed upon that the manager has gone. I'm just updating a few things here. Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to take over.
Well, I can't be asked finding exactly, but you get the gist. He doesn't accept it for his club. But when it's another club, when it's his ops, he's got fans that will fall for some of the shit he says, trying to gaslight him into believing, no, you can't do any better than what you have. AKA, I want you to keep the manager you have so you can still be the banter club, so that I can still gaslight your fan base into believing you're going to sign X, Y, and Z. And gaslight your fan base into believing you can't really do any better than them, than what you have. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Oh, they better just win the Europa League now. Because I don't care if Spurs win the Europa League. I don't care. But if I see Spurs, whoever wins it, if it's not them, already the videos aren't finished. You know what I mean? I've even still got this clip lying around in here.
10 fucking Heisenberg blood.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. Go through 10,000 watts straight back out. Pretty simple. No one will do it though. Not the what do it. Big up to you, Rod. You can catch it on a replay. You know what I mean? You can catch it in a replay because I've been ranting for quite a bit. And we are a joke. Big up to you, Warren. We are a joke. You need to bring that Yardman for a show. We might have to. You know what I mean? But you know, we're both on the same page. You know, we're just basically going to be mirroring everything that we been saying. But this manager that we have, it's a virus. It's a virus. It needs exterminating. I'm exhausted. It's one of them where we have a disease at the club and we're just gonna have to live with it because we ain't getting rid of it anytime soon. See, let's just throw some money at Simeone and Inzaghi or Diego Simeone, Luis Enrique. I mean, don't let the channels like Football Terrorists try and gaslight anybody into believing, oh, no, you can't do that. I don't think you. You know what I mean? If you see a girl who's a 10 and you're thinking about asking for her number, don't let the fucker next year try and convince you that she's out of your league, fam. That's what the Football Terrorists is doing. Try and tell you, nah, yeah, that girl over there, she's too good for you, fam. They don't fucking know that though, do they? They just don't want you to be able to get that person. That's what he's doing. I mean, I don't care if we win, lose or draw. Now, yeah, I don't care. I don't care either. I don't care. It's done. I don't. If we finish, what's the lowest we can finish? Where's the lowest we can finish? Is it 5th? Are we guaranteed Champions League football? Let me have a quick look. So if we're stuck on 67, obviously Man City could overtake us. Newcastle could overtake, Chelsea could overtake us. The lowest we could finish is 6th, and that's if we lose our remaining games. Newcastle being one of those games in that mix. With Liverpool being the other one, but obviously Newcastle would crawl closer to us if, you know. Actually, no, we could finish 7th. Because the maximum points Villa could get is 69. So we could possibly finish 7th. Bring on the Conference League. I'll take Conference League. You know what I mean? I don't care anymore. Rumor has it Ty thinks there's a third leg. Oh. You know, Ty being Ty, like, he'd find positivity in a tornado. You know what I mean? He would. Tornado could wipe his house clean and he'd find a positive in it. What would if we, in the whole team, start again? About take a chance on your manager and stay second worst. Yeah, it's horrible what's going on right now. Yep, no, 1 year criminal. Don't do this to yourself over that waste my manager, bro. You ain't worth it. I'm past even getting angry at this point. They're like troops. Yeah. I mean, I need to get to a point where it's like, right. It is what it is now. I know we can't get rid of this. It's just next season. I just feel like I'm going to be so numb. I just feel like we score a goal, and I'm just gonna be like, wait, but who's the manager though? You know what I mean? I genuinely feel like I can't be happy unless this manager just leaves or gets sacked. Does the right thing like Spike Lee. Not a fan of Lee G, but there's something to be said about those in the Arsenal media space who are very timid of their criticisms of art. Almost said his name then. Almost said his name. Yeah, there's a PR around it where and it's like these men know that it drives the views in if they peddle it, because the thing is everybody hates Arsenal. So when they see what Arteta's doing, they're happy that we're staying here. If people could see Arsenal be second and be a nearly club, that does it for them. If anything, they'd rather that than us be bottom half of the table. Because us being a nearly club, you'll see the worst out of the fans. You'll see the fans the most upset. Whereas if you're bottom half of the table, you know what the deal is. So it's a very special position for us when it comes to everybody else. So us being where we are is perfect. It's a perfect sweet spot for these men. He pissed off Aubameyang, didn't he? Yeah, I don't know if there was there something about timekeeping or whatever it was. Something like that. But you see, what these rookie managers, right? What these men need to understand is sometimes until you can get a replacement, just bite the bullet. If you know the player's a bit of an ass, right? But the player's good on the pitch, ride it out until you get the replacement. Don't just get rid of them thinking you can get cute. And that's what the Bronze Bomber did. He got rid of him thinking he can get cute. Lampard said on the Gunner stream that he was told Ethan didn't come on because Bronze Bomber is punishing him for arriving late to training for the Madrid game.
Just help me to understand.
What?
Ah!
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
Hey, you ain't going too goddamn far now.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if that's true. It really wouldn't surprise me. Didn't bring him on in the biggest game of his managerial career because he came late to training against Madrid. It will start to make sense as to why Wanyeri was frozen out so much. Again, the manager's ego is prioritized over the success of this football club. Wow. Exactly. Let's see if George Graham will come back. We could do with him. Has he got top 3 a few times? Bronze Bomber logic. Yeah, he won his European trophy, man. You know what I mean? Won a league title and losing one game. Oh, he's won 2 league titles, but one of them losing one game all season. Unbeaten away from home and everything like that. Like, won a domestic double. Carrying I beat Real Madrid in the Champions League chest into next season, 15 million. Yeah, that's what the toxic positives are going to use. Well, we beat Real Madrid, so we can win the Champions League next season. Don't let Eddie Howe finish above you next season. Let him reach another cup final. It'll be peak. Oh, I'm tipping Newcastle to finish second next season. they'll definitely finish above us next season. The Newcastle have the ingredients to take things to a next level. They just need to add to it. Just keep Isak and add to what you have. You know what I mean? But his peak. Big up to Harrison, PNE, FC. Oh, you're pressing North End, fam. Don't be surprised if Bernardo Silva opts for a move to... No, I don't want Johnny Knoxville want to be anywhere near this. And again, if we see anything like that, I'm not taking Bertha seriously at all. Because I'm holding Bertha to the standards of he won't let shit like that happen. He'd be like, nah, fam, nah, we ain't doing that. That's the standard I'm going to hold him to. I'm going to ask the women's part for now. At least they win last league title. They won was 2019. They actually have European heritage. Yeah, I think they're Champions League finals, and I'll find out when it is. Is it 24th or something? But yeah, I'm gonna try and tune in and watch that. If you backed Emery the same as you back Bronze Bomber, you'd have won a major by now. Maybe not. Because I'm seeing what Emery's doing at Villa, and I'm thinking, you know, why hasn't he done something for them already? Kind of thing. I mean, I was never getting fooled by Emery when it came to Villa. If I was asked to find out, I would take Emery back in a heartbeat. He has proven that he deserved longer. When you look at what the Bronze Bombers doing now, you know what I mean? And we got you guys so Cup final without spending 170 million on 2 players. He did. That's why I've been saying our owners are the issue too, ain't just the manager. That's why I always say the Kroenkes out on top of Bronze Bomber all day, out all day. I get it. Never wanted Bronze Bomber as player. He was average. Don't want him as manager. He was average, simple things. Didn't mind him as a player too much. It was like a spicy El Nene when you think about it. Yeah, get him out. Get him out. Where is it? Do I have it in here? Yeah.
Country, get him out! Get him out!
Bronze Bomber's face in his press conference got me riled up. I'm so done with this loser. He has that look on his face as if you think that he's been doing what Pep's been doing. We have a new spawn director. I think we get Gyökeres. No chance. We ain't getting Gyökeres. We ain't getting him. This manager don't want somebody like that. You know what I mean? Finnish can't beat Spanish managers. The board gave him funds, which he spent on Moreno, Havertz, Calafiori instead of bringing in a 9 and a backup replacement for Odegaard. That's what I mean. This is why I say the board didn't say to him, don't sign a striker. The money was given to him. He just chose to put it elsewhere. I'd be anticipating Fabregas to be assistant to Bronze Bomber. Can't rule out Kroenkes being cheapskates to that extent. Yeah, they'll look for the cheapest option they can find, and that's the problem as well. This is why I say the fans need to take action, but the fans won't do it. This fan base doesn't have a backbone like that to do that. I can every other team get a new manager and we can't. His second extension is gone. Even my dog Max's Bronze Bomber out. Signing ex-Chelsea and City players, they don't want to see us win. And like I said, if Berta allows any ex-City or Chelsea player to be signed at this club, I'm not taking him seriously at all. I'm not taking him seriously at all if that's what I see. Well, anyways, I need to. I can't read all the comments because there's for my friends. Why? After losing the bet, they're voting anything. Oh dear. All you need to do is play one of my videos, and that'll explain it enough. I have a genuine question. Are you Arsenal fans ready for another season like this before you become wise? Next season will be like this. Not win anything, and there'll be more excuses. Me, personally, I'm just at the point where like I said, it's like a disease you have to live with. That's what's happening. That's what it is. Being connected since 2019, strange to see how most fans suddenly agree. At least Ten Hag won a trophy for Man United. Yeah. Nose is clogging up, man. Believe our couple of talks positives and people on Twitter represent the fan base and you're being disingenuous, mate. I can literally find the same type of fans. I must have missed something. But those toxic positives is the point. The problem is there's too many of them. It's fans like them, because even if fans walked out, the ones that will be staying are them ones. Did I miss something? Anyways, if I was a Liverpool fan, if it was a Liverpool team, I'd make a huge ironic banner saying congratulations for participating in Arsenal, you're the best team. Heterosexuals will cry seeing that. I hope Liverpool fans do it. Pretty much. Yep. Respect Lee Gunner. You were slandering Lee, now he's right. Slandering Lee for what? I've been Arteta out since Arteta came in, actually. I can actually okay. I was slandering Lee. Any videos I made on Lee was to do with things, I wouldn't say outside of football, but it was still within the football. But it was nothing to do with whether he's Arteta in or not. Said his name. But let me go back. Let me go way back. Let me go way back. Where are we? That's October. I know I've got an old video in here. Oh shit. An old video in here of Jesus. So Arsenal have contacted Arteta. All right, okay. All right. So what I'm going to show you guys now is a video of me in 2019 that's still backed up in my Google Photos. What was the date of this? 16th of December 2019, this video, yeah? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you a video of when we contacted Arteta to be our manager, yeah? So hopefully you guys can see that. I'll move that over here, actually. So this was me in 2019, yeah? Jesus. So Arsenal have contacted Arteta for the job as manager of Arsenal Football Club. Meanwhile, up in Merseyside, Everton are holding talks with Ancelotti for them to appoint him as their manager. This is how far we have fallen. What did I say in my previous video? Arsenal will get a shot at the Spanish version or French version. Well, Arteta is even below that. I don't get Arteta being Pep's number 2. Why do people think that is good enough for Arsenal Football Club? Like, what is present in Arteta that's absent in Ancelotti to say, yeah, you're good enough to manage Arsenal, but we don't want to get Ancelotti, man. Nah, I don't get it. Someone help me out. I don't get it. I mean, Ancelotti, he has that pedigree. Arteta has. What does he have? Pep's number 2. So being Pep's number 2 now is good enough. This is how far clubs fallen. All the other clubs, your Spurs, your fucking Uniteds, fucking Liverpool's, all laughing at us. We're laughing stock. Arteta. Now, I'm Arteta out. But he's going to be, let's just say he's going to be in the job, so I'm going to have to support him, innit? You know what I mean? But it's, for me, it's a no-no. But he's going to be there, he's going to manage football club, and it's only right that the fans just back him, whether you're happy with it or not. It's just the fact that the club feel that, yeah, that's good enough. I mean, what do the club want? If they want to be, because we were sold a dream moving into the Emirates. Oh, you're going to compete with Bayern Munich, man. Huh. Can't even fucking compete with fucking West Ham. And we only just about got out of that game. You know what I mean? It's peak. It's peak. And shit is about to get more bulky again, man. Arteta, you know. Now, we're all hooked. This was me in 2019, guys. December the 16th, 2019. I should have left this on my YouTube channel before I rebranded the YouTube channel. But I've still got it backed up in my Google Photos. Hoping that he'll come in and fucking just, the team just fucking start doing bits. But I honestly can't see that happening. I can't see. I don't know what it is about Arteta that they feel he's good enough to be manager. Wait a minute. Did I say recently? Did I say in the past few minutes? Obviously, this video is old. This video I'm playing. This was 2019. This was like this was like nearly 6 years ago. This. I had hair, more hair than I have now back then. Well, let's watch the rest of it. You know what I mean? He's like, maybe you know, maybe under Pep, maybe he's you know actually got something about him. You know what I mean? Maybe being under Pep has actually done him good. We'll have to see. But just being Pep's number 2 shouldn't be a you're going to manage a club at Arsenal, man. But that's the levels we are. So the next manager after Arteta, then who's that going to be? What position will we be in when he's not managing Arsenal anymore? Will we be in a position where you're a top 4 team, or will we be in a position where Burnley are fucking smokers? You know what I mean? And Everton. Come on. Come on. Why is it stopping now? Yeah. AKA the team that could never beat Liverpool in that friendly ass derby, right? They are getting Ancelotti. The guy's got pedigree. What? Why would he go there? You know what I mean? Everton. I cannot ever beat Liverpool, Everton. You know what I mean? And they have gone in for him. Like, you want to manage our club, man? Come on. Meanwhile, Arsenal was like, nah. Arteta, yeah. Honestly, Arsenal disgrace. literally a disgrace. We had a disgrace in North London. Being like this. I would put my neck on the line and say, I might have to do that. I said years ago, even when Wenger was still there, right? I said it will come to a point where Spurs will be the new Arsenal. Arsenal will be the new Spurs. The meaning of that is Spurs will finish above us, they'll beat us, they'll play better than us, they'll have a better manager than us, and we will be struggling like they were. Give it time. Spurs are going to start winning trophies. Believe me on this. Spurs are going to... And look where they are now, on the brink of a Europa League final, eh? On the brink of a Europa League final. Look at that. 5 years later on. We'll start winning trophies. And it's going to get to a point where trophies will start coming to Spurs. A bit like, well, I wouldn't say like Chelsea, because fucking trophies fucking walk to fucking something with them. But it's going to get to a point where, like when we won the FA Cup in 2014, we're winning the FA Cup back to back and then win another one and all that. Spurs will do that, trust me. And with a manager like Mourinho, a proven winner, we're getting Arteta. We sacked Emery without a plan to replace him, and then now the plan is Arteta. Honestly, this club, man, this club will be the death of a lot of Arsenal fans the way they're fucking going on. It's absolutely atrocious. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'd probably say it's more embarrassing than when United got David fucking Moyes. You know what I mean? Because at least you can see why United went through him at the time, because stability and all that shit, for how he stabilised everything. But with Arteta, I just can't see it. Pep's number 2, that's it. Otherwise, I just can't see it. I literally don't know what is present in Arteta that's absent in good managers that's out there. But like I said in my other video, why would a good manager want to come to Arsenal at the same time? So maybe that is a factor of why Ancelotti is not even considering Arsenal. Who knows? But we will see what happens. It looks like, let me just have a quick look at my phone. See if there's anything else. Sky Sports has been reporting about this, But Arteta in talks and all that. Yeah, he just said just an update that they're in talks. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But we'll see what goes on. For all we know, by the time we play Everton, which is our next game, you can have Ancelotti in that fucking dugout and Arteta in our dugout. And it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? We'll see what happens anyway. So that was that. I was Wenger out long before Liverpool got caught. We suffered a long time. Yeah, I was Wenger out when we lost to Bradford in the EFL Cup in 2012. The 2012-2013 season. When we lost to them in the quarters. That's when I was... what's this video? Something, guys. So this video is going to be more on a positive note on this Arteta business. All right, so this is my other one. Now, we can take this and we can be like, yeah, he's just going to fail. It's too big for him. So this was me trying to be positive when we got Arteta in. This was me trying to see the positives of us having Arteta as manager. This was I think a day after that other video I showed you. We can take this as he's worked under Pep. He knows what to do. He knows what he's doing. He's worked with these players. He's helped transform these players. Woo, woo, woo. And then he can, apply that to Arsenal basically in his own managerial ways. We can take it however we want. But I want to focus on the positive. So maybe Arteta is okay for Arsenal. Maybe he's good enough. Maybe he's what we need. Maybe, a no-namer is when people like to bring up, Wenger was a no-namer when he came to Arsenal, man. Look what he did. Well, football's changed. Like Arteta, let's say if Arteta comes in now, we're approaching 2020, right? Let's say he's given a 2-3 year contract. right? By 2023, for all we know, he might win Arsenal the league. Almost did. We might have a poor start to 2020, 2021, and maybe 2022 season. And he might get sacked before then. So he won't get that time. You know what I mean? He won't get the time that Wenger got. You know what I mean? Football's changed now. But maybe Arteta, he might be, you know, we just never know, do we? You know what I mean? When Ranieri got the Leicester job and Leicester fans just weren't happy at all. Leicester fans were like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And the one guy, he went and fucking won the league. You know what I mean? So you just never know in football. Football is a funny thing, you get me? Now, I saw a tweet from Real Talk Manchester City, a thread on. Yeah, but what I did, I had the channel and then it wasn't going anywhere. So what I did is I deleted it, the channel. And then I thought to myself, you know what? I'm making content on TikTok because at the time, after I deleted the channel, I didn't do anything about Arsenal for between 2022. I was kind of on and off. No, 2021, sorry. 2021, 2022 season, kind of on and off. And then I thought I'll just make TikToks about Arsenal. Just do match previews and match reactions on there. Because TikTok, you can drive traffic up. And then I thought to myself, nah, I had a YouTube channel. I might as well just bring that back. And I rebranded it. And then, yeah, I just started uploading on there. So these videos are on there now. But what I might do is that previous one that I had, might just upload that back on the channel. Arteta's major impact at City and how it's been key to City's recent success. Now, make of it what you will, right? But I'm going to read out the tweets. Maybe not all of them, but I'm going to read them out. At the end of his career at Arsenal, Arsene Wenger allowed Arteta to lead training sessions on numerous occasions. After impressing him with his eye for small details, even Arsenal players, staff members, and the club board. So I'm not gonna get into obviously the whole video because obviously that one's 8 minutes long and everything like that. But that was just to prove that when it came to Arteta, I wasn't fully for this guy anyway. In fact, what I might do is I might play the match reaction to when we won the FA Cup because I don't have everything here, you see, because it's backed up in my Google Photos, but I don't have every match preview, every match reaction or anything. Yeah, this is the match. Champion. Chat to me about something, please. I want to hear what you man got to say. See, I miss this kind of happiness that I had. I miss this kind of happiness. Good Man United fans and good manager. Yeah, the you know they were saying, oh yeah, it's you know, but yeah, man. Revenge from Baku, you get me? Revenge from when we was in Emmanuel, Azerbaijan. Chat to me. Arsenal FA Cup winners for the 14th time. You heard that. We have now won more FA Cups than we have league titles. Right? You know what I mean? That's the levels that Arsenal are in that FA Cup. 2-1 win over those Chelsea. Thank you, Giroud, by the way. What can I say? Really, I mean, we didn't start off like the first 5 minutes. You know, we just didn't look like us. So I just want to show that. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna end this stream. Been live for 2 hours. I've been live for 2 whole hours. Anyways, guys, big up to all you that stayed here for about 2 hours. But I don't really expect anybody to stay here that long. But you know, some things just needed speaking about, you know what I mean? But yeah, like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials. The link is in the description below. Any Arsenal success that you guys will want to see, you're gonna have to see it through FC25. That's the only way you're gonna see it. Yeah, obviously we've got match preview for our pointless 3 games. The first one being Liverpool at Anfield. Yeah. Anyways, big up to all yous, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
And if anyone wants to have a come at me,
Come and find me. I'm in the car park now.
because I'm a black belt in karate,
Stop the cap.
come and have a pop.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.